really excited to explore the topic of cloud video and AI. And today I'm joined by two individuals. The first is Trevor Sinden, who is the director of the Middle East sales at March Networks. He's based in Dubai, has over 25 years of experience in physical security and IT, and he helps banks, retailers, and enterprises cut losses, speed investigations, and boost profitability with intelligent video solutions. And joining Trevor is George Basmaji, and he brings over 33 years of Middle East experience in engineering, design, and project management, and brings extensive experience in the design of high-rise residential, hospitality, commercial, education, government, healthcare, and mixed-use type developments, and has undertaken peer review of a number of iconic projects in the region. So today we're going to be having a conversation really about unlocking growth with cloud video and AI and enabling smarter security for business success. And the goal of the session today is to provide the audience here with the opportunity to learn about how you can use cloud video and AI to increase revenue, reduce costs, and improve customer service by migrating your security system to the cloud and incorporating the latest AI and analytics solutions. So Trevor, George, welcome to the Security Middle East webinar. It's great to have you today.
Morning, Daniel.
Now, first question, Trevor, is, we see a lot of talk about the cloud and the overarching benefits in a variety of formats. But in your opinion, what are the benefits of moving cloud or moving video to the cloud especially?
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. Morning, everybody. So I think cloud really delivers on three big benefits. The first two are more traditional reasons, and then the third is more about new reasons why customers are moving to the cloud. So firstly, you can reduce cost because you don't have the hardware refresh cycle, you don't have servers to manage, and you can shift to a more predictable OpEx model that has less unexpected costs. And then the second reason is about better performance and security. So, you get unlimited scalability and resilience. So you have less downtime, and your system can run at an optimal level. So you actually get more benefits from the system. And, you also inherit enterprise-grade protection through the cloud provider because they invest billions of dollars every year on security. And so then, the third reason is about new opportunities because, for example, we can offer value-added services through the cloud. We have a service called Insight, for example, where we remotely monitor the health and the configuration of our customer systems from our secure network operation centers, where we have a team of professionals who monitor the health of thousands of locations every day. They fix issues and they provide reports and dashboards on the system health. So that allows your team to focus on much more important tasks like how to grow the business. So whilst moving the infrastructure to the cloud can reduce cost and improve performance, services like Insight can help you take that to the next level. And then, I think the major sort of new reason why our customers are moving to the cloud is to take advantage of cloud-based AI technology, which I'm sure we can get into.
Brilliant, thank you, Trevor. And George, any perspective or additional comments from yourself around the benefits of moving video to cloud? Sorry, George, did you hear the question?
No, Daniel, because I had a minor disconnection. Please, can you repeat?
No worries. I'll repeat it. I was just saying it'd be good to get your perspective on the benefits of moving video to cloud, especially the maybe local or regional sort of trends that you're seeing.
Sure, Daniel. Look, I have been in this market for the last 30 years. So my journey started with the analog cameras, where the only concern was about security, and to end up where we are now. Trevor mentioned three important reasons. I would like to focus on the third one. Because nowadays, in my view, and according to what we are receiving from our clients, the AI-powered cloud allowed the systems to move from a camera from security tool into a business intelligence system. So in this case, there is a very high demanding request from the client to do analysis, to do analytics about their clients in order to increase the revenue through insights and upselling, in order to reduce cost via efficiency and automation, saving the energy. And for the third reason, improve also the customer service with personalized offer and faster response. So in my view, the cloud is becoming not a luxury service, it's becoming a necessity, especially nowadays when the competition is very hard. And to be number one, to be able to compete in the market, you need to have all the data, all the analytics to improve your business.
Thank you, George, for your perspective there. Yeah, I'm totally agree. I think any cloud solution should theoretically improve the level of performance, scalability, resilience, etc. So it's certainly something that a lot of organizations are considering. But
Yes, Daniel, and I'd like to add also something. Later on, maybe we can discuss this in deep, sector by sector. You can call it the banking, retail, the hotels, airport, healthcare, manufacturing, logistics. It's almost everywhere. And again, we are noticing this from the request we are getting from our client in the market.
absolutely, we can definitely get into that, I think, George. But I think it'd be fantastic to maybe set the scene for the listeners today, Trevor, about how March networks especially are helping customers benefit from cloud.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question because it doesn't mean that you actually have to put your video in the cloud to benefit from the cloud. So actually, before I answer that, let me just give a brief history about where March Networks is coming from in terms of cloud. So our core business for the past 25 years has been on-prem video surveillance, but we've actually been offering cloud services for almost 20 years. So before it was even called cloud, we called it remote managed services. And so it's where our central management software, which is called Command Enterprise, it can be installed on-prem, or we can host that in the cloud. So for almost 20 years, we've been hosting the central management of our customers' systems from the cloud, and then offering added value services through the cloud to those customers. And in addition to that, we've also become very strong in cybersecurity, which is obviously really important in the cloud environment. We've worked with, or we are working with, something like 1,500 different banks globally, including many of the world's largest banks. And they've regularly tested and pushed us over the years to continuously update and enhance our security with things like end-to-end encryption, SOC 2 compliance, GDPR. So the question is, like, how do we help customers move to the cloud? So it really depends on their situation. George mentioned about the analog days, and it's very much like the migration from analog to IP, where March Networks had a hybrid solution. We helped customers gradually move to IP, and that's exactly what we're doing now with the transition to cloud, because we've got some customers that want to move everything to the cloud, others that will never use the cloud. And then, there's many customers who are benefiting by using the cloud in different ways. And, that's why we've got a whole cloud suite of options. So I can give, 5 or 6 options or examples of how our customers are actually using the cloud today. So the first one is about the back-end infrastructure. So the central management system. But we also have intelligent applications for the banking and retail sector called Searchlight. And Searchlight is a video and data analytics platform that combines video with data and also AI-based video analytics. And we use that to help reduce losses and improve business performance. So those applications can be on-prem, where we integrate with local data systems like point of sale systems or ATMs. Or we can host it in the cloud, and we integrate with the cloud-based POS and other cloud-based applications. So the first one is moving that infrastructure to the cloud. You can reduce costs, improve performance, and security. And then the second option is about the video itself. Where should you keep your video? And because you don't have to put your video in the cloud to benefit from the cloud. So, for example, you might need to keep your video locally to comply to local regulations. So, that's where we offer flexibility with multiple options on where to store that video. Whether you keep it all on-prem, maybe you can back up some of that important video to the cloud. Or you can extend the retention time of incident-related video. And then the other extreme is maybe you don't need a video recorder at all on your premises. So in that situation, we have a camera to cloud platform called CloudSight, which comes with a whole list of AI-based video analytics. It also connects into our Searchlight application. So, just by installing a few cameras, you can have a full video solution with AI capability and business intelligence tools. And then, all of that can be paid for with a monthly subscription. And then, after that, you've got value-added services. So I already mentioned we have a remote health monitoring service called Insight. But you can also use the cloud as a more secure and more efficient way to distribute video evidence outside of your network. So, sometimes you need to give video to the authorities. And today that is still done by putting a video clip on a USB stick or even still on a CD. And so, we've got a cloud-based platform called Evidence Vault, which allows you to, export video from our system to the cloud. And then, the authorities can download that video from, the other side of the cloud. There's no inbound connection into your network, so it's very secure. And it's much faster, and it's trackable. So, you can actually audit what happened to that video, once it leaves your network. You can see what video was uploaded, who uploaded it, who downloaded it. So it's a much more efficient and better solution than putting video on a USB stick. And then finally, I think the really exciting area at the moment for us is our partnership with Amazon. So we've been able to leverage the significant power of AWS to bring generative AI and natural language processing to our customers, which is something that we can get more into. But I just wanted to cover the various ways that our customers are using cloud today.
Brilliant. Thank you, Trevor. And George, any additional perspectives from you on how
Sure.
March networks are especially helping customers benefit from the cloud?
Sure, Daniel. In fact, Trevor emphasized on two very important things that we are facing on daily basis in the local markets. First of all, the local saving of the data. This is extremely important here in our markets. And there is a lot of restrictions. So by the way March is providing their services, they don't need necessarily to save all the data on their servers or on the cloud. it can be saved locally, and the analytics can be done through the cloud with March. The second issue is related to the bandwidth, and I believe also Trevor will touch base on this later on. You don't need to stream live all the data and put it on the cloud. Again, you can have what we call metadata file, where they can take all the important data in a smaller size and do the analysis and come back with the result required by the client. And the third thing that I want to highlight also, and Trevor touched base on it, is the data centers. Now you can see there is a big boom in the data center in the region in terms of construction, in terms of operating data centers. And this will enable further the model that March is working on in the region. So, it's all related to capacity, to energy, to power, and it's happening now as we speak. So I believe this will also enable and encourage this business model in the Middle East region.
Yeah, I agree. I think with all of the clients that we speak with here at the ISF, data residency and ownership of data are critical to
Right.
business processes. So it's fantastic that you can host and analyze the data in region. That's fantastic. Now, Trevor, I've heard you mention AI a few times now, so I'd love to get into that a little bit more. How are March networks using AI?
Yeah, sure. So AI for us is it's about combining video with data to solve real business challenges. And we've been doing that for many years with our video and data analytics platform, which is called Searchlight. And we've been using that to help retailers reduce shrinkage by linking every single point of sale transaction to video of that transaction. We've been helping banks detect fraud at the ATM and in the branches, and also improving customer service. So we've become very good at bringing in data from different sources, linking that data with video. And it's not just ATM transactions or point of sale transactions. We bring data in from many different devices, like RFID, and crucially today from video itself, in the form of metadata. So we get in metadata from the new, very accurate AI-based video analytics that are available. So we built this platform that can handle huge amounts of data and video. And now when we bring AI into that, it becomes extremely powerful. And so we've built AI into every layer of our solution. So we have AI on board our cameras. We've also partnered with NVIDIA to allow AI applications to run on board our recorders. So if you need AI to solve a problem, but you don't want to replace all of your cameras, you can use our X series recorder that has the NVIDIA system on chip, and it comes with advanced AI capability. And as I mentioned before, the really exciting area right now is our partnership with Amazon. So we've integrated with their processing power and their algorithm, and we've integrated that into our video and data analytics platform. And with that, we're able to provide generative AI and natural language processing to our customers. So we launched an award-winning product now called AI Smart Search in January. So let me explain how AI Smart Search works. So instead of searching through hours of video, you can just ask the system to find what you're looking for. So, like, to give you an example, if I'm a retailer and I've got 50 locations, and I want to know, are there any empty shelves? Is there cash left unattended? I just say, show me any locations where cash is left unattended. Now you can type that with your keyboard, or you can just say it, and AI Smart Search will instantly show you video of any locations where cash is left unattended. So I think what we're seeing is that technology like AI smart search can be used across all sectors and also across all departments of a business. You can pretty much search for anything in the video. So it's not like a lot of the technology that you see at the moment where you can search for a person, wearing a hat or carrying a bag. This is different. Like you can search for literally anything in the video. And that search can be across multiple locations. Um, and you don't even need any technical knowledge of the system. So it's also extremely easy to use. And I think one other point is that it's not just the video that we can search because we've already got this video and data platform called Searchlight. We can also apply AI smart search to the data. So again, if I'm a retailer, I can just say to the system, show me any locations where, there was a refund over $100 after 10 o'clock at night in the last 30 days, across 500 locations. And then I can immediately review the video of any of those incidents.
No, thank you. Thank you, Trevor. I think it's clear there are dozens of opportunities and case studies for the application of AI within video analytics and security. So that's fantastic to hear. But George, I'd love to come to you for your perspective on this because you've been in region for many years and you've probably seen the evolution of these services. So I'm really curious, where do you see the trends going in this space, and do you have any examples you'd like to share with the audience today?
Sure, Daniel. Look, I believe Trevor mentioned the retail and the banking sector, which are very popular and very demanding. Let me say it this way. But since we have been expert, mainly our company Dulb has been expert in the healthcare sector. I would like to highlight what we are experiencing and what kind of demands we are receiving from the healthcare operators. So the use case here, Daniel, is about the patient flow and the safety monitoring. So this is a use case. To cater for this use case, what are the revenue impact? I will give you an example. You can have, for example, more patients served with the same resources when you rely on the AI and, of course, on the CCTV system. What kind of cost reduction you can have? You can have reduced compliance penalties. This is cases that you rarely face in the market, but I can ensure to you that this is a growing market and very demanding in terms of AI and cloud. How can you improve the customer service with the help of this system? You can have a faster service. You can have a safer environment. So this is a sector, again, Daniel, that we are discovering how important is the impact of AI and cloud and how it can improve hugely the customer service, reduce the cost, improve the revenue. And you can have, and I can predict based on my experience that a lot of sectors already now or in the market absent or not using the system will be using it in the very near future. It's improving and it's highly in demand in the market.
Okay. No, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, if we transition from, how March Networks are using AI, we've probably got people on the call that work in the security industry, and sometimes we have to demonstrate, a return on that investment in order to access these types of tools and services. So one way of positioning that is about unlocking growth and adding value to the organization. So Trevor, I'm really interested in getting your perspective firstly, and then I'll come back to yourself, George, is how can AI in the video industry be used to unlock growth?
Yeah, great question. So, AI is really turning video into actionable data. That's what's happening. So, that obviously is going to improve security and help reduce losses, but it's also being used to drive growth through improving all parts of the business. And George mentioned right at the beginning the fact that video is not just being used for security, and that's something that we've been working on for years. And now with AI, and that's really starting to come to life. Different departments in a business can benefit from this, not just operations or compliance. Customer service, for example. So if we look at the hospitality sector, guests expect a personal experience that's tailored for them. So, with things like license plate recognition, face recognition, a hotel can identify guests as they arrive and ensure that they have a seamless experience that they won't forget. We are just launching a new AI-based people counting camera called the AI3, and that can be integrated with BMS systems. So you can automatically control things like lighting, air conditioning, staffing levels. Again, this is all to ensure guests are comfortable and well looked after. And if we stay with the hospitality sector, and if you think about all of the different operations within a hotel, all of the potential risks, and then also the potential growth opportunities. And now, if you apply a technology like AI Smart Search, where you can get notified in real time about all of the most important things to you, whether you're working in operations or customer services or any department. So I think the possibilities for growth is really endless.
Thank you, Trevor. And George, any perspective from you there? I mean, thinking through the lens of a return on investment on something like this in terms of unlocking growth or maybe improving performance, improving security. I'd love to get your perspective.
Sure, Daniel. To be honest, this is the important question. We are touching base on the most important question, unlocking growth. And to give you an example also, because Trevor gave already an example about the hotels. Another example is the airports. The airports, you will have both the customer experience plus the growth. Why? For example, the queue analytics and the security boarding. This is very important. Why? It will unlock and will provide more revenue in the duty-free shops. Because as you know, less time in the queues will give you more time for shopping. Okay, so this is from a revenue impact perspective. Now, how do you reduce cost? Definitely, you will have less people on the checkpoints in the airports. And the icing on the cake that you will have from all this is the smoother travel experience in the airport. So you can see they all come together as one package. The customer experience with unlocking the growth, you will have all these benefits in one package when you install the analytics and when you install the whole system into your premises.
Thank you. Now, I can actually see a couple of questions that have come through in the chat already. So thank you to the audience for your involvement here. I'd love to start with one that says, can old conventional systems be converted or maybe leveraged to modern smart AI systems? And open to either one of you, Trevor or George.
Yeah, I mean, I can take that. I think it depends on the situation, but definitely we can use existing systems. So March Networks has a hybrid solution in terms of the video, whether it's analog or IP. I mean, there's not many analog systems out there today, but we can still bring that in. We can bring in video from other third-party systems as well. And as I mentioned before, those edge systems maybe can be old and not have AI capability, but we can still bring in that video into our platform and apply AI onto that video and do all sorts of advanced things. So yes, I think definitely a hybrid approach is a great approach to have. We can definitely use that existing system. Yeah.
Okay, and I've just seen another one come in, and I think I'd like to pose this question to you, George, which is there any reference or maybe case studies in the UAE where AI and cloud are used within the education sector in particular?
Look, to be honest with you, Daniel, I am now we are working in the Saudi market for the last
Mhm.
8 years, but
Yeah.
I can see that UAE is always pioneer in using, new systems and applying them to different sectors. But to be honest, I don't have a use case where it has been implemented on an educational facility or something like this. Even in the Saudi Arabia, we started just testing the water, if you want, with regards to the system. It's not widely installed in different sector, but as I told you in the beginning, we are receiving a high demand to start implementing them in the banking sector, the retail sector, the hotels. I can see a big use case in the educational, but to be honest, again, I have never seen it yet implemented in educational system, either in UAE or in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, no problem at all. Now, I've got a couple of, I would say, more technical questions that I'd like to get a bit more granularity on, if that's okay. And the first one is around bandwidth with cloud-based video. We frequently get asked that question, especially with the organization I work with, in terms of being able to access web-based applications, cloud services. So does March network, are you on top of bandwidth related challenges when it comes to cloud-based video?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really important question when it comes to cloud. And I think there's probably this misconception out there that if you move into a cloud platform that you have to put your video in the cloud, and then you do the calculation on the bandwidth cost and how much that's going to cost, and it's a lot of the time it's not really feasible. So again, I think what we see is that a hybrid approach is definitely the right way to go. Um, so with our solution, you can choose where that video is. So, you can balance the cost with compliance and bandwidth. And I think, the approach that we have is that, it doesn't really matter where the video is. It's more to do with, what you do with that video that is making the difference at the moment.
Okay, thank you. And one final question from me. We've spoken a lot about value. We've spoken a lot about return on investment and some of the potential opportunities with these solutions. Is cloud services in this space more expensive in the long run, or not?
That's a fair question. Again, I think it depends on the situation. What we're seeing is that many customers are, they're seeing more value rather than more cost. And so, it really depends. I think it depends also, how you see cost, because, with an on-prem system, you've got a big upfront cost. You've then got the refresh cycle and you've got the ongoing maintenance. Whereas with clouds, those costs are predictable, they're spread out, and you do avoid a lot of unexpected costs along the way. So I think no, I don't think cloud is more expensive in the long run. No.
Okay, thank you. Now,
I can add something, Daniel, to what
yeah,
to what
please do.
I
Please
said. Yes.
do.
When you look at the cost, you have to bear in mind that you have the capex and the opex. You might be paying more on the capex with the AI, but the benefits and the opex and the savings you will get and the revenue impact that you will have on your business will justify the automatically. It's a no-brainer justifying the installation of the AI cloud system.
Yeah, just to add one more point on that. I mean, yeah, like if you want these systems that can really drive growth for your business, a lot of businesses can't afford to pay for that upfront. So, having that spread over a period of time, it allows them to leap forward in terms of their capability.
No, thank you. Thank you very much, guys. And usually at the end of these webinars, I always love to just reflect and give each speaker maybe a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so, just to maybe summarize some of the key value propositions that you've mentioned there. So, I mean, the order we've typically done today is Trevor, then to George. So, Trevor, do you want to maybe just summarize, give your closing statements to the audience?
Sure. So I think, I sort of reiterate really that, moving to cloud doesn't necessarily mean you've got to put all of your video in the cloud. There are a lot of different ways that you can get advantages by having, some part of your infrastructure in the cloud, or by bringing in, very powerful AI, cloud-based AI into your business. So I think that's the key takeaway, is that there's many options out there, and if you're in Riyadh next week, March Networks will be at Intersec, so feel free to come, and we can give a demonstration of some of the technologies that I've talked about today.
Thank you. And George, any closing statements from you?
Sure, Daniel. So I would like to tell all the audience, AI and cloud, it's not anymore something luxurious, and then you will have to install it only when you have really a critical application. It will very soon, and again, this is a result, or if you want, a conclusion of my 30 years of experience in this market. It will become a necessity later on. So don't be afraid of whether you are consultant or contractor. Don't be afraid of educating your clients and telling them that sooner or later this will become a necessity, not only a luxurious installation. And again, we are seeing this trend in the market. We have seen it for the last 30 years, 2 years or 3 years, it will become everywhere.
Perfect. Thank you. And thank you both for your time today during the Security Middle East webinar. And thank you to the audience for listening and getting involved in the presentations today with your questions. So yeah, look, I would certainly reiterate what both gentlemen have said there, in terms of meeting or even accessing both of these individuals at Intersec next week. And of course, explore the websites. There's a lot of good examples, case studies that you could explore there. So yeah, once again, thank you so much to yourself, Trevor, George,
Thank you.
and thank you to
Thank
the
you.
audience for your participation.